welcome to What Would Larry Do? I am Dr. Ann, and I am here with Larry Hellwig.
Hello, hello.
Good afternoon. It's a Monday afternoon.
It is.
This is not our normal.
Yeah, we're normally Friday, aren't we?
Yes, we are. And in the morning, because to be honest, I was about to say hello and welcome to Clearskin.
I got home from Miami at midnight last night. So I've got these little toothpicks in here holding the eyelids open.
The poor guy was at parties with beautiful women all weekend, and he's complaining about being tired.
I was working. No mistake about it, working.
All right. Well, we have a guest with us here today, so I would like to introduce you guys to Brenda Opatz. So she is a licensed esthetician, a certified laser technician, and has been in medical aesthetics for over 20 years. And currently she is an account manager with Alastin, and we are going to be talking about Alastin's products today. So Brenda, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you. I appreciate you inviting me in.
Yes, we're excited.
Yeah,
So
I'm excited too.
we've been using Alastin for about, 2 years now, maybe?
Yeah, at
1
least.
to 2 years. And, it's been one of those things that, Larry actually, I will let him talk about skincare for a moment. Larry, tell us how you feel about skincare.
Okay, so I have never been a fan of skincare.
Do you even wear sunscreen, Larry?
No. No.
Truth comes out.
It does, I know.
I've been a big fan of lasers and, IPL, BBL, all the technology to make changes because I'm kind of more of an instant gratification person. I want to see something happen. And, I didn't quite always get that with skincare, and, I wasn't brought up that you cleanse and you put this on and then this on and this on. I just know. I didn't have any sisters. That's the other thing.
You missed out.
Yeah, I wasn't watching sisters, spend 10 minutes doing stuff. So, it just wasn't in my upbringing, and I never really got into it. Now, of course, peer pressure. Yeah. There's much more of that. And that was one of the things I was going to comment on. The men in our practice, which we don't have a large male practice. It's mostly female. But even the men in our practice now ask questions. And over the last 5 years, we've probably seen a huge uptick even from our female patients. What's new? What's better? What works? And I know we're going to talk about how we've incorporated a lot of these products in what we're doing, as well as many of the manufacturers and how they use it. So we're excited. We're excited about it. And I've even got, so I have some product on my hand right now. This is a basal cell right here, a little basal cell that I'm having removed with radiation.
Did you name it yet?
And no, I haven't given it a name. But I go in for a series to have this thing completely killed. And I am using Alastin, one of their products, on over afterwards. And I put it on 2 or 3 times a day. And every time I go in, they're asking if I'm using the product that they wanted me to use. And I say yes. But I'm using.
But he's lying.
I'm lying. I'm using our own product. But it works great. So anyway, hopefully they won't see this podcast.
I know. I like out of everywhere in your body, I'm like, I have it right
here
here on my hand.
Right there.
On the one spot. Oh my gosh, Larry. Well, we're making progress.
Well, I'm going to expand eventually.
He's at least using skincare,
Yeah,
even if it
yeah.
is on a tiny spot on his hand.
Well, and your hands are so exposed because even when you're driving, your hands are out in the sun constantly.
Yeah,
So
yeah, that's
it's
right.
a good place for you to put sunscreen, Larry.
I'm mentally getting into it, okay? I'm working toward it.
Well, good. Well, Brenda, why don't you tell us a little bit about who Alastin Skincare is?
Sure. Well, our mission at Alastin is to bring the highest level of pharmaceutical science and innovation to the physician-dispensed skincare industry, and also while creating a whole new product brand that's designed to work synergistically with aesthetic procedures in office. And we started in 2015.
Okay.
Dr. Alan Widrow and John Garudo actually found that there was a need for real science to back pre and post procedure care, and there wasn't really anything on the market like it. So that's really where we started. We started with laser resurfacing and accompanying those treatments pre and post to help the patients reduce their downtime and get a better result overall. So we started there. We've worked into injectables, and also body sculpting is really big right now. So we've done some work in that, and soon we'll have surgical procedures to enhance actual surgical procedures. So,
Oh, good.
so our backbone is really scientific. So
Yes.
we're really backed by science. So that's a big differentiator with Alastin. We have over 25 published clinical studies. We do gene expression studies as well as punch biopsies and look at the histological change in the gene and in the punch biopsies.
Good.
Then we also do clinical studies, so with actual patients. So we have so much science to validate, and that has proven the product efficacious. It does what we claim it does, and it's very safe to use. And some of the products safe immediately post-procedure. So it's a very unique brand. We're known for our TriHex technology, which is the backbone of Alastin. So TriHex is brand new. It's new to market. We have 6 patents on it. So it's something that there just isn't anything like it on the market.
Yep.
And so we have, with the TriHex technology, a lot of people are looking for products with that technology because of what it does.
Yeah.
So it's become very popular, and we have a lot of brand recognition now because of it.
So we'll jump around a little bit, but what is the TriHex technology?
So the TriHex technology is a blend of peptides synergistically working in the skin, and we're actually targeting the extracellular matrix of the skin. And we're working to clear out the damaged collagen elastin, the aged collagen elastin that's really not functioning properly anymore. So that's the first step, is clearing that out. It's like if you're gardening, right? You need to clear the weeds before you plant your garden. So it's the same thing in the skin. We want to clear that out so there's more room to make new healthy collagen elastin. And TriHex also will stimulate new collagen elastin growth and protect your healthy collagen from degradation. So it's a synergistic blend of those peptides that have a very low molecular weight that can actually penetrate into the extracellular matrix and work to stimulate and trigger certain enzymes in the skin, to stimulate like macrophages to clear out that extracellular matrix of the damage. So it's a very unique technology, new to market. It works great with procedures because before you do a procedure, you want to be able to clear out that damaged collagen and elastin. So that's really the key to it, and then maintaining.
Yep. And then keeping it up. And that was one of the things that was allowed me to convince Larry with the expensive skincare to bring it in, was actually all the science behind it. Because once we sat down for a lunch and it was like histology slide, white paper, this and that. And then Larry was like, there's actually some really good stuff here.
Yeah, it's very science oriented.
And that's what drew me to it.
Pharmaceutical grade.
Yeah. Because I always have a lot of questions, and a lot of skincare companies hit us up. He and I both see so much. And to be honest, out of most practices, I feel like we keep ours very small and tight. This was one of the first brands that we had brought in a long time, and I went for it based on the science behind it, which I think Larry did too.
Well, the other thing that impressed me is it's procedure-based. You know, because we are in the procedure business, whether you're doing body or you're doing resurfacing and things like that, to have a product. I mean, the thing that I have found is that if we resurface someone and you come up with the right product line for them, I mean, they're on that forever. You know, because they just did a major procedure.
Yes.
And, you know, as you start to use it in combination with procedures, it becomes a much bigger deal. And that was a huge thing for me, is that, okay, if this is procedure based and you can use it before, you can use it after, and this works well in all situations, all skin types, all everything. And it's like, okay, that makes sense because that's our thing. So it was easier with that. And then, of course, all the histology and the papers and everything adds to that, the science, having that science. But I think for the people, the everyday person out there, when they're coming in, they're not coming in to us necessarily to talk skincare. We may end up there.
Yes.
We always end up there. But I think they're coming in, what do I need to have done? And so many times it is procedure, but if you can be using a product that enhances before you even start, and of course the post is so critical because everybody wants to be done. You know, it's like, okay, I've done it, you know, now what? And so I think having good quality product at that point is critical.
Yeah. Well, and that's where I really want to start jumping into some of your individual products. But my favorite product of Alastin, which I feel like is one of your flagship products, which you guys can tell me otherwise, is the Alastin, the Regenerating Skin Nectar. That has to be one of the best. That is what's on his hand. It has to be one of the best products. Everybody loves it. I was just at a Cyton users meeting, sometime in October, so like a month or two ago. And it's funny because Dr. Grant Stevens was there giving a lecture about something, but he brought up the Alastin Nectar, and he tells this really funny story where he uses it every single day. So even though we sell it in the way where we want them to prep for 2 weeks before to clear out the weeds, do the procedure, and use it after to help with the healing, he loves to use it every day. So he said he got to the conference and he looked in his bag and he forgot his nectar. So he said he ran downstairs in a hurry and ran up to their booth and he's like, "Do you guys have nectar? I need to put it on my skin." And then they all laughed, and then he's like, "We should redo this and have you guys film it, like with me running up like a panic, like, you gotta have nectar." He's like, "But no, seriously." He's like, "I had to get some from them that day because I left mine at home." So he's that much of a believer in it that personally he won't even travel without it.
Right. Yeah.
So let's talk about what nectar is.
Yeah, nectar's amazing. It was the first product that we launched.
Okay.
So
it is really a flagship product.
It is. 2015 when we started, it was our first product, and it was developed to pre-treat and post-treat the skin before a laser resurfacing treatment and post to help with healing. So it's really our gold, our liquid gold, we call it. And it has the TriHex technology. So it's clearing out the extracellular matrix of damaged collagen elastin before they have their laser resurfacing treatment. So what it does is it has the TriHex, it has phytoene, phytofluene, which are antioxidants.
Okay.
It's waterless, so it's anhydrous, so there's no preservatives. So it's very safe to use immediately post-procedure. So our technicians use it immediately after even a CO2. Yeah. And so it, when used ahead of time, 2 to 3 weeks ahead, you're actually getting less downtime from your procedures, especially a CO2 or a laser resurfacing treatment. They'll have less redness, less downtime, less inflammation. So it really speeds the healing of the skin.
Okay.
And then they would use it until they're healed. So pre and post until they're healed. And then we transition them to the restorative skin complex.
Yep. And that'll be our next thing that we'll talk about. But we do have a couple of images, which I think they might have been popping up because I was not paying attention. But we have some of a resurfacing side-by-side image that Alastin did, where this is half of the face with it and the other half without. And you can look at the difference in that recovery time. One half nectar, you can see, which is on my right-hand side, the other half no nectar, and the difference in recovery. Yeah. So that alone is amazing, as well as we have another, this is a before and after recovery that shows the recovery, you know, with and without going through with these Alastin nectar products with the same type of procedure. And it's like, would you rather be the top or the bottom? Right?
Yeah. So this was the study that Dr. Sabrina Fabi did.
Okay. So it is the one you were asking about.
So this was the CO2 with the IPL. And the top patient, these are 2 actual patients that were in her study. You can see after 4 days, she looks amazing compared to the subject down below. Yeah. After 4 days is still pretty rough.
Yeah.
So I would say she could almost even wear makeup after 4 days with using the Alastin. But that's where that pre-treatment and post-treatment really comes in to speed the healing of the skin.
Yes.
And so it's amazing.
No, and that's where we have been using ours. That's exactly how I sell it, where in certain of our resurfacing procedures, I just have it built in the price. So when I do the consult and they pay for it, it's like, here's this, start using it today. Like it starts today.
That's
because
awesome.
they need to prep their skin for it. And so and everybody loves how it feels. I don't know if that's because it's lacking the water, but it feels like silk, doesn't it, Larry?
It's very nice. And I think, too, now there are so many procedures that we do that aren't the full deep resurfacing, but in essence, resurfacing, very light, you know. And, Sci-Town, we've talked, and we're going to be doing a podcast very soon. And in fact, probably today sometime.
Yeah, this afternoon.
On the Moxie. And, we've talked, I think, in the past about Halo, and
Yep.
there's microneedling with radio frequency, and we've had discussions about that. And there's all these procedures now that are invasive, but usually minimally invasive. And to have the skin prepped and then to have the proper product afterwards like this, something that maybe would have been, 3 days now becomes 1 day. It's like nothing. You're able to do a really nice procedure on someone, get them back in the ball game so much faster that why wouldn't you do that? So I think the products are helping us so much in getting people where we want them in a quicker period of time.
Well, and we've talked about this with other things, but if you can get patients better results and decrease their downtime at the same time, they're going to pay for it.
Right.
They don't care. At that point, they're like, I'm going to look better and I'm going to heal faster. Sign me up.
Yeah.
Most people, it's a no-brainer.
Well, one thing that we hear a lot in our physician offices is patients' number one concern is not the cost of the treatment. It's really how much downtime are they going to have.
Absolutely.
And so if you can shorten that, you'll get more bookings.
Yep.
So that's really key.
Yeah.
That's a big concern with patients, especially, when they have a special event coming up.
Yep. Or something like
the
that.
Holidays.
And
Yeah.
so, traditionally we do use the nectars. Like we prep 2 weeks before, then we have them use it during recovery. Is it something patients can use all the time, or how do you guys like to sell it?
Well, they can, just like some people will. Yeah.
Dr. Stevens.
And I will say, you brought up men, Larry. Men love it.
Because it's not greasy, huh?
They just love the feeling of it. They
Yeah.
like the results from it. It's an amazing product. So there's nothing wrong with them continuing to use it. Although we do like to transition them to
Yes.
the restorative skin complex. And the restorative skin complex is really your 5-in-1 product.
Okay.
That's going to be your daily maintenance. And it has much more. It still has your TriHex technology.
Okay.
It has your phytoene and phytofluene. So you've still got those antioxidants.
Good.
It has silver mushroom that's 400 times more hydrating than hyaluronic acid. So it's
Really?
also a hydrator. It keeps the skin hydrated. And it's just a superior product to, so many other serums on the market, because it is still continuing to clear out that matrix and clear the damage as it comes, but it's protecting your healthy collagen that you're stimulating through procedures.
And so this can be their daily just straight moisturizer, or is it just a serum, or can it count as both?
It's a serum.
Okay.
It's a hydrator. It's
Yeah.
their antioxidant. It's not necessarily considered a moisturizer.
But
If
they may not
somebody-
need one if they're using it, or it just depends.
Most people would need some kind of moisturizer, I would think.
So it's still
now,
more of like a serum.
It's a serum.
Okay,
Yeah,
perfect.
yeah. It's an amazing product. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. And that's usually what we transition ours to. That, for me, a lot of times, like, let's say, example, I'm doing a halo, I'll have them do 2 weeks with the nectar, do the procedure, have them go anywhere from 7 to 10 days post with the nectar, and then we're going to the restorative skin complex.
Right. That's
And
exactly the way to do it.
Yep,
Yeah.
and that's how we transition them to that. And we do have a couple before and afters of that as well, where this is a before and after using that restorative skin complex. And that must just be for like the hydration and the maintenance. And then we also have one that's kind of showing more of like the pores and the overall just improvement in the skin. And I'm assuming that's just, again, from the TriHex and the overall hydration and, you know, some of the other things that you were talking about in there.
Yeah, and if you back up to the first photo that you showed,
Yeah.
the man is 46 years old and he's a lifeguard.
Oh, really?
And yeah, so he was using the restorative skin complex and the hydrotent. But look at the softening of his lines
Oh,
around
yeah.
his eyes and even his nasolabial fold and even his hyperpigmentation.
Yeah.
The discoloration of his skin, because remember, restorative skin complex also works on that.
Yeah.
Pigmentary concerns.
Okay.
With phytoene, phytofluene, and niacinamide. So
Okay.
it's a great product. And then it does have an impact on the pores and you know, minimizing the appearance of pores, which we found in that study. That was amazing too.
Yeah, which everybody is wanting something to minimize their pores. You know, that's a common complaint we get. It doesn't matter if they're big pores or small pores. I complain about my pores.
I think we all do.
But the other thing that you pointed out about his picture, but this is a little bit different, one of my favorite products besides the nectar is the restorative eye treatment.
Oh, that's amazing too.
Oh, yeah. I love this product.
Yes, it's an excellent product. And he was using the eye too.
I was wondering. So tell us a little bit about that product.
So the restorative eye complex, it can go 360 degrees around the eye. So upper lid, it'll tighten, lift, and firm the lid. Also under eyes. So it's for lines, wrinkles, puffiness, and dark circles.
Okay.
So it's like a 3-in-1 product.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's amazing. It also has TriHex technology.
Yep.
And you can see from the pictures, the top picture is after only 4 weeks of using it morning and night, and this is without any treatment.
Wow.
So it's pretty incredible, the results that this patient had with just using it twice a day.
Yeah.
No Botox, no treatments at all.
And
And then the
even-
bottom picture is the lifeguard again.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
46-year-old. Yeah.
Yep.
So a little bit longer period of time for him, only because he was still out in the sun and
Yeah.
still lifeguarding.
There you
So,
go.
Yeah.
Creating some damage on that. No, I love it because my eyes for me are one of my problem areas and they're always so dry being here in the desert. But I'm super picky. I'm one of those because I was acne prone for so long that sometimes skincare reps don't like me as much because they come in and they're like, try all these products. And I'm like, nope. This has been one of mine that I switched to. I've been using the same eye cream for years and they talked me into using it and I love it. This is my favorite. I use it all the time.
Cream. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Nice to know. Yeah. It's very, very popular.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm sure one of these days we'll get Larry to try it.
I will
Larry.
be slowly moving in that direction.
Come on, Larry. I know we can get you to use some eye cream.
I know
Absolutely.
I need it. These bags are, you know, yes, I need it.
Especially after partying in Miami all weekend with a bunch of ladies.
Right.
You carried home some extra baggage underneath those eyes.
Yep, the price we have to pay.
Somebody has to do it, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
Well, the other product that is very popular in our office is your restorative neck complex. So, Larry, tell us about necks.
If you were to send out an email blast to all your female patients that said, I hate my neck, the response would be, me too. You know, it's like everybody hates their neck, you know, and so like the consult I did this morning, you know, what about this? What are we doing here? You know, what are we going to do for that? So I think the neck is such a common area. You know, you're dealing with skin that is so thin.
Yeah, like the eyes.
Yeah. The other thing that, you know, as you get to the neck, the chest, the décolleté area, people will a lot of times put product here, but they stop. You know, for sunblock, whatever. And you can see the difference on them. You know, it's like face is in a different decade than the neck and chest. And, you know, that doesn't go so well. And so, but the neck is extremely problematic. Everyone complains about it. Everybody wants something done. And we have a number of procedures, again, treatments and different things that we can do to completely tighten the neck all the way around. Having other technology that you use with it is helpful. So again, we're all about stacking technology. And I do believe that 2 things work better than 1 and 3 work better than 2, that type of thing. And so anytime you can get some help along the way, and it's really quite a journey, the destination will be, of course, to have a nice, firm, smooth skin. The journey is what changes, and I think, again, the having good product with it makes a difference. So, yeah, we're thrilled.
I agree.
So let's know more about the neck product.
Yeah.
Because
Larry hates his neck. Maybe this is the first skincare product I'll get him to use regularly.
There you go. It's
So
very popular.
I think we have some before and afters of the neck too with it.
Yeah.
Where we can see if you want to tell us a little bit about these.
Yeah, so these are patients that were using the neck product twice a day, morning and night, for the best results. And you can see the tightening, the lifting, the firmness.
Yeah.
And then the other thing that the neck product does is it helps with reducing browns from sun damage and reds from also sun damage. So it's a pretty complete product. You can see in these before and afters too, a lot of tightening, firming, and lifting.
Yeah,
of the
that
neck.
central part of the neck where it's connecting up to the submental. That's some very impressive results there.
Yeah, because the neck is thinner skin and it's
Yes.
more vulnerable, and there's no sebaceous glands. So
And nobody
you know,
takes care of it.
right. And really, Larry's right. A lot of people do the face, but then they forget to go down on the neck and chest. And so we even have before and after pictures of the reduction of redness on the chest and how much improved just from using that. But we recommend using it with the procedures.
Yeah.
So anything from microneedling to an ablative laser procedure.
Or a photofacial even.
Yep, IPL, photofacial, those are all great treatments. And then to send them home with a neck complex to use twice a day
Yep.
will enhance their result. And the one thing I like to think of in all these treatments with product is protecting their investment, because they usually are spending a lot of money on treatments,
Yes,
right?
yes.
Whether it's face, neck, body, they're expensive. So
Yeah.
we want them to protect their investment. And part of the way that they can do that is protecting their healthy collagen they're stimulating and protect the results. So
Yes.
by protecting that matrix.
So besides the TriHex technology, is there anything else that's kind of different or special in the restorative neck complex, or is it just a kind of slightly different formula designed for that area?
It is a design of the neck product for a specific neck
Okay.
area and chest. Reds and browns is important. So pigmentary concerns, reducing that redness and sun damage. Yeah.
And that's good to bring up too. So even though it says it's neck, it's also good for décolleté and chest?
Yes,
Okay.
absolutely. Yeah.
All right,
We
'cause-
have some great studies on that.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know that's a big area. And that's an area that, is some of my favorite stories of all time, where Larry will point that out on patients sometimes, because they come in with a face that looks halfway decent, and then he's looking at their neck and chest, and it's like their head's been cut out and slapped on someone else's body. Like it doesn't even belong there. And he just is
It's
like,
true.
he'll look at
I
it.
remind them
Yeah.
in a not nice way.
No, in a little bit more brutal way.
Yeah. And, I do a snap test, and I'll compare the neck here and pull on the skin and come over here and pull on the skin and see how it snaps, It's horrific when there's no snap. Everything just
skin's
sits there.
still standing
It's
out like
just
a little
standing
tent.
out. Yeah, so it's the same thing with eyes. You do that with everything, and so the consult is usually fairly brutal that way. But also, you find out where someone really is and what needs to be done. And it's not something that I believe skincare by itself can completely solve, because a lot of these people, on a 0 to 3, they're 3. I mean, it's just nothing, it just hangs, and it requires more. And, but again, stack the technologies. Get somebody on it so that they have something working 24/7 on their behalf.
Right.
So that no matter what else is going on, and then we can do our procedures and spread it out. And I've gotten, the older I get, the more I want to, stretch things out over a longer period of time.
I was
It
not
used to
sure.
be-
I was not sure where you were going with that, so I was panicked for a moment.
Yeah, no. It used to be, okay, we're just going to burn your face off. It's going to be great. And, you're going to take 15, 20 years off. And, I've really, there is that situation. There are people that have to be, in a really good place in 3 months or whatever. And there's things you have to do that are very aggressive. But, for the 60, 65-year-old that, this didn't happen overnight. It took 65 years to get here. What if we spend a year, just 1 year of your life correcting it? And during that time, we do everything we can to, minimize the issue and really start to, enhance your features and make it a lot smoother and tighter. And again, having product working 24/7 while you're doing everything else. So that at the end of a year, you look and it's like, whoa. It was interesting because we just had an event, a little 3-hour Black Friday event at our office. And people came and they were supposed to come and then go. Well, they came, they didn't want to go. It was like more and more people, but it was so fun. But one of our patients, she's 76 years old. She's been coming to us for a number of years.
Oh, yeah.
And, so she's a winter visitor, and she golfs with all these lady friends. And, what is so interesting is her skin is flawless.
Oh,
at
yeah.
76. I mean, if this were a patient where you didn't see anything else except her skin, so, you cut out a patch or whatever and say, okay, how old is that skin? You'd say, 30 or, something.
Yeah.
And it's 76.
Well, and to be honest, if you see her face, you would say she's in her 50s.
Yeah,
For sure.
It's that good.
Yeah.
But again, now she does whatever we tell her.
Yep.
And she's been coming for a number of years, and she every month she shows up while she's here in town, and now all of her friends want to have that look. But again, she is very picky, and she gets the skincare products, and she's doing all that. And I think that's really what it's about too, is just taking our time. Don't try to do all this overnight.
Yeah.
Took you, however many years to get here. Let's spend 1 year and keep it very natural, very natural looking. And I think the products that you've got, which I am hearing again, I may have to
start using. It's funny about that same patient at that party, as she's purchasing large packages with us. She said, I was doing my taxes and I was going over with my accountant how much I've spent here. And she rambled off a large number. And I said, well, you look fantastic, so it was worth it. And she said, you know what? My accountant said, as she rambled off the number, but your skin is flawless. And I said, if your accountant is commenting on how flawless your skin, regardless of the sum, then you're doing something right. Because she wasn't even concerned with the money. The accountant immediately said, but your skin is flawless.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
76.
Yeah, that's
Yep.
great. Yeah.
So, you have 50-year-olds that don't have skin like that. They would love to have that.
Yeah.
Sure.
And at the end of the day, we all have different bodies, we all have different things, but if you can just take good care of your skin, which I never did, growing up, to this day I'm still a little weak in some areas.
That's an understatement.
But when you look at the people that are doing it, wow, really phenomenal. I keep thinking, well, I'll just do another procedure, but that's not reality for most people. You just,
Well,
Well,
it's
you
like,
want to maintain it.
it's
too,
like brushing your
right?
teeth, right?
Yeah.
You don't go to the dentist and have all your cavities fixed and then maintain your twice a year teeth cleaning without brushing and flossing your teeth every day,
Exactly.
right?
Yeah,
And that's how
exactly.
I explain the skincare, because after you pay thousands of dollars to get your root canals or whatever it is, then you only have to pay the twice a year, enhancement of getting your teeth cleaned, Larry, which for us is a 4 time a year of small procedures, but you're still brushing and flossing twice
Just
a
your home
day.
care.
And that's exactly your home care.
Yeah.
Well, I do want to transition us a little bit. So Larry was in Miami this weekend at a fun party where strong is the new sexy, right?
yes,
All about body contouring.
yes.
So we have a body product that we want to talk about today, which is our Transform Body Treatment. that really helps to support patients when they're doing these body procedures.
Exactly.
So tell us about the Transform Body treatment.
So Transform Body is a very unique product. It's one of our number one sellers. It is something that you can use alone for crepey skin to tighten, lift, and firm the skin.
Okay.
We've got some before and afters of just using it as a standalone product.
Yeah, I think we have some of the arms. Here it is as the standalone, correct?
Jean Carruthers, yes. No, this is a combo. So
Okay, this is a combo.
So this is, if you look at the left, my left side.
Yep.
That's a cool sculpting treatment only, or cryolipolysis, we call it.
Okay.
Using cold therapy. On the right-hand side, my right-hand side, is also the treatment, but using it with Transform also. So by the time you look at 8 weeks,
wow,
a big difference
That's a
in the
huge
two
difference.
arms, same person, but they're measuring each arm separately. But by the 24 weeks, there's so much more improvement with using Transform to tighten, lift, and firm that skin. As opposed to just the cryolipolysis on the left-hand side. In fact, it kind of regressed a little from 8 weeks to 24 weeks. It actually regressed a little bit.
Yeah.
So it's showing, that you can use, it with your different modalities, but it is going to be much better result for the patient and quicker results if they're using it as a combined therapy.
Yep.
So as soon as they have finished with the treatment, then they use it right away in the treatment room to massage, and then twice a day at home. So it's an amazing product.
Okay, so then you have them do that. So they're using twice a day at home, once in the morning, once in the evening. And then you're also, if you come in to do the treatment, you put it on immediately afterwards?
If they're doing a cryolipolysis,
Okay.
where you need to massage the skin and manipulate it.
What about other like heat or high fem technologies where you may not need to massage, but you could probably still do it anyways, right?
Yes, we have clinicals on all of those modalities.
Okay.
So with radio frequency for
Yep.
skin tightening, for body contouring, fat reduction.
Okay.
So any of those, we have clinicals that show that you can get a much better result by combining the therapies. So
Okay.
the in-office treatment with the Transform Body.
Yeah, because I think you guys have a before and after of a stomach photo as well that they'll pop up for us. And this is also with using a technology. So this is combined with technology.
Yeah, so if you look at the darker, so each side is a different person, and you can see on the first picture there, the Transform Body side is on the left, my
Okay.
left.
Yep.
And so the darker picture, the darker coloring is showing a reduction in volume.
Oh,
so
wow, yeah.
you can see the percentage down below, the negative 64 versus 27 mLs. And then on the right-hand side, you're also seeing Transform on the right side.
So
of
they're on
this
the outer
person.
edges on both photos, yes.
And darker coloring, so that's showing a more reduction in volume. So this is a clinical study that we did with different modalities,
Okay.
including heat,
Yep.
cold, and then radio frequency as well.
Okay.
So yeah, it's a fantastic product.
So what is it that makes Transform special?
Well, Transform also has your TriHex technology.
Okay.
So it's clearing out that old damaged collagen that's not functioning anymore. And then it also has a very unique peptide called hexapeptide 11, and it's in a lipodrome delivery system. So it's actually signaling way down into your subcutaneous fat cell
Okay.
layer. So it's actually able to break down the fat cells even further than what your treatment's doing.
Okay.
And then the macrophages can clean that up and clear it out faster. So
Okay.
it's assisting the body's natural autophagy process, which the body naturally does that, but it takes the body a long time to break down those fat cells.
Okay.
So it speeds that clearance and gives them a faster result, quicker result, and a better result.
Okay. That's good to know.
And it also tightens, lifts, and firms. So we've also done some clinicals on post-surgical procedures and the improvement on the body in those areas as well.
Okay.
So that's coming to be a very big procedure too for surgeons that are doing tummy tucks or liposuction, mommy makeovers, and those kind of things.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Yep. No, I like the product. I think it does work very well. I have used it post procedures myself. It's easy to put on. I like the product. It feels good. I've probably gotten out of the habit of using it now that we're in winter, but every time I see these, I'm like, why did I stop? It's like you just need to bathe yourself all over in it.
Yeah, it's amazing. But a lot of people think, well, it's a body lotion. It's not a lotion. It's not a real, I mean, it is hydrating, but it's a treatment product.
I was going to say it's
So-
specific for certain areas. I mean, you could bathe all over in it, but it's going to be expensive.
Very expensive, yes. But, you know, we've got before and afters too of arms, because a lot of women complain
Yes.
about crepiness and sagging of their arms. So that's a great area to treat with Transform Body, as well as the upper legs and thighs above the knees. That's
funny.
another area that we get crepey, kind of saggy skin.
Yep.
Because of laxity.
Yeah.
So as we age, you know, we've got that extra laxity. So it will help to tighten that.
So you can definitely use it post-procedure, let's say with like a cryolipolysis and heat. What about if we were wanting to use it post-procedure with like an RF microneedling where there's holes? Is this still something that would be okay to put on immediately, or should we use nectar and wait a few days?
Yeah, nectar first.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
what I was wondering.
Yeah, until those holes are closed.
Just because the
Yeah.
crepey knees, the crepey arms, we love
Sure.
RF microneedling for
Right.
that. But yeah, that's what I was wondering too, if we could put it
Yes.
on that. It's funny that you said that about the arms. I went to a birthday party, a kid's birthday party this weekend, and it was, my friend was the grandmother. And we were talking, and she's lost weight, so her arms are super wrinkly. And her granddaughter told her, she said, "Grandma, your arms look really slimy. You got to do something about that." And she's like, "Your face is okay." And she goes, "What about my neck?" And her granddaughter grabs her neck and feels it. It's not slimy, but it's getting there. So her word for wrinkly was slimy.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. And she was telling me, I was laughing so hard. But the arms, it was like she needed something for it.
Yeah.
And what an easy product to be able to put on there.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's a great
good.
product. Yeah.
Well, good. I think we're coming towards the end. I know I only picked certain products to talk about because these are some of my favorites, some that I love to have. Was there anything that we didn't ask you or didn't bring up that you would like to mention as far as the Alastin products go?
Well, there's another really star product called Enhance Post-Injection Serum. That's another.
Oh, for the bruising? Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's paired with injectables,
Okay.
especially fillers or PDO threads where they have bruising. Even some of our plastics are using it for post-rhinoplasty
Okay.
or bleph, facelifts, neck lifts, because it speeds the bruising, but it also heals. And it also has the ingredient hexapeptide 38
Okay.
for volumizing, which is also in Restorative Skin Complex.
Okay.
So to volumize thinning skin. So the Enhanced Post-Injection Serum has a silver tip on it. It's nice and cooling. It feels like
Yes.
a little mini ice pack. It's amazing. And it just calms and soothes the skin. It reduces the redness and the inflammation from that site.
Yes.
And speeds the clearance of the bruising. So
Okay.
it's a great product
It is.
to
I've
pair
seen
with
that
those
one.
procedures too. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Well, good. Larry, did you have any last questions for her?
Well, no, I have a comment. It appears I'm going to need to get on board.
Well, your skin's the largest organ of the body, right? So
I
it is
teach
important.
that. I teach that.
I know. I've been through your program. It's a great program.
Yeah,
Right.
I just need to do what I teach.
I know. Practice what you preach, Larry.
Yeah. It's I think the skincare has gone, so far advanced over what, we knew before. And the products now allow you to be able to accomplish so many things, and you can be very specific to eyes, or you could be larger area like a stomach or arms. And each thing has a role. And so, you might have 2 things or 3 things working on 2 or 3 different areas. And so, it is twice a day. You do it in the morning, you do it at night. But from what I'm gathering from this and from all the before and afters, the difference is a game changer.
Yes.
And that's what it's all about. At the end of the day, are we making a difference? And then, for us, you combine a little bit of this with some other technology. Okay, give yourself 6 months, give yourself a year, and all of a sudden, you don't have what you had. You have a whole new tightness and firmness that you wanted all along. So yes,
Absolutely.
I'm excited about it. Yeah, I can get motivated about this. It's hard for me, but I'm coming along.
That's great, Larry.
Baby steps, Larry.
I'm
Baby
not
steps.
I'm not too old to learn a new trick, so yeah, we'll go there.
No, good.
So,
And I think that's a good kind of note to end on there, that it really is. It's about getting our patients into the maintenance and the habit of doing it. Once you get into the habit and you see the results, you stick with it because you like it and you know it's working. And one of the things that I find that makes this an easy sell to the patients is the science that's behind it. Because you can tell them stuff all day long and they're like, oh, okay, yeah, I've heard that a million times. But then the second you're like, well, here's this research study and here's these before and afters. And then people are like, oh, okay, well, maybe that really does work.
Yeah,
So I think that that's been a huge benefit to us as practitioners, where Alastin is succeeding and other companies aren't, because the amount of research that they have put into it.
and I think, in January, everybody starts new programs. It'd be a good time for us to regroup the team.
Yep.
And I'll go through the products.
Yeah.
You're welcome to come and help out with that, but I think it's something we need to do.
Yeah.
And just say, okay, we're doing body work. What
Yes.
are we going to do with body work? What is the protocol and
Yeah.
what are we incorporating? Okay, we're doing eyes, we're doing whatever. I mean, when we're doing some of the eye procedures and stuff that we do, is this automatically part of it,
Yes.
going forward? So I think those are things that we can build into our protocols. And we've gotten much better. We use exosomes and other things where we just build it into the price.
Yep.
And that's really what has to happen nowadays. You don't want to get into the big discussion. Just put it into it and have them do it and let them benefit from it. I think it's so worthwhile.
Yeah. I
Well,
agree with
yeah,
you.
that's where most offices are most successful. And
Yeah.
the patients are most successful because they have a protocol to follow. They
Yep.
know exactly what to do pre and post.
Right.
And we help with those protocols. We
Yeah.
have one for every device and every
Yep.
modality. And that really is important for them to know exactly what to do when they get home. And when you bundle it with the service, it makes sense to the
Yep.
patient and for the practice.
I get it.
Good. Well, Brenda, thank you so much for joining us today. We really appreciate it.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yes,
I
it's
appreciate
been
it.
a lot of fun. And then
It is fun.
we'll set up a time for you to come in and join us in the new year so we can get this neck
Yeah.
worked on over there.
I think I can help you with that,
We
Larry.
have a little wiggle here. A little too much wiggle. Yeah.
So you need to build your elastin. in
Yes,
your
I-
skin.
I-
That's the bounce back.
Yeah, I know. I teach it.
I know, but he
It's
doesn't.
like-
But he doesn't practice it.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
his problem.
Thank you, Larry.
Yes.
We'll do it.
Dr. Watson.
Well, thank you guys all for joining us here today, and we will see you guys next time.